Welcome back to a long-awaited return of the RBNY UK Podcast. And this is episode 14, and this is the final episode of the regular season. But most importantly, before we talk about the Mighty Red Bulls, Luke, how you doing, my friend?
I'm good. I probably look a bit unkept compared to my last episode. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since we recorded.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I haven't seen you in ages.
Yeah.
Like, I literally not spoke to you, like, people that know me, Ronnie. We probably see each other like once a month normally.
Yeah.
If not more. Like, we're always on Zoom, but we meet up once a month. Haven't done that since what, June time? It's been a mad 3 months for us both. Getting there. And episode back, episode 14. Not as many we would like to have done this year, but just time. But my hair's also a bit outgrown because my barber's left town, so I have to have a barber at the moment. So yeah, that same thing go at the moment.
I was going to say, since the last time we spoke, it was a negative downtone. I remember saying both of us were trying to be upbeat, looking at potentially what could happen, but even we couldn't think that we'd be recording this podcast with a win and in situation. It's as simple as that. 11 p.m. for us, obviously in Britain, 6 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday is a Nashville game, which we win, we're in. And for a season that has been a very long season, I think it's fair enough to say, the resurgence of the team recently and some fantastic games of football to watch, which I didn't think I was going to say at one point, and gone from a point where we looked like it was guaranteed that a new coach would be coming into. I think a lot of people now are actually saying, look, there's positives to take out of this season, that players are playing well, a bit more of a system with the right players, it could work. But even the most optimistic man is surprised that we're in a play game now, that we win, we're in. So has it settled in yet that it's actually somehow in our own hands?
I don't know how they've done it. I generally don't. Like it's just such, like, no one saw this coming. Like I remember a couple of months ago, we were talking like way back. This is when Troy first got appointed. We're like, well, maybe they'll do it. Maybe we'll get in the playoffs. But we last episode, we're like, we're not going to make the playoffs. It's going to be a new coach. Blah blah blah. I don't think even my wildest dreams, I think, would be nowhere near touching distance of playoffs. But at one point, we thought well, they'll finish by below Miami without a doubt. Especially when Miami were on fire. And it's like, now they'll go to Nashville, win the Jets in the playoffs, and it's still hard to believe. Is it a successful season? Personally, no. I don't think scraping. Say we do get in the playoffs, scraping to the playoffs should not be seen as a success for this franchise. This franchise making playoffs should be a bare minimum, not achievement. But at the end of the day, we can't win an MLS Cup. We don't make playoffs, and we want to win an MLS Cup. And our best chance about this year is making a playoffs to start with.
Yeah.
So we had to go to Nashville and win.
Yeah.
Nashville are qualified, I believe.
Yeah.
Nashville have nothing to play for, which could play in our hands. Like it's dead Dax one basically. Like I think they're qualified for their round as well. I think they're guaranteed a home place. So they're nothing to really play for. So I think that maybe that will help us. But we do have a few old foes in Nashville who might come back to bite us. I've got a horrible feeling.
Yeah, and a certain man that you absolutely adore, saying that you all adore.
Yeah.
Mr. Dax, to name one.
Probably his last regular season game.
Yep.
I think this will probably be his last season.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I did say, I don't even remember this, that if he retired this year, I would change my middle name to Dax. So I don't know if Luke Dax Hume have got a good ring to it.
Maybe that'd just be your nickname, so to speak.
Yeah, but yeah, I got a whole thing. I'm not worried about Dax. I have to love him. I got a whole thing of someone like Alex Will scoring a goal against that. So yeah, but I think we can worry about what comes in the playoffs later.
Yeah.
Like people go, we won't get very far. We might not. But at the moment, all we need to think about is making up playoffs, and trying to get to MLS Cup.
Agreed.
I'll say this: our chance of making MLS Cup slim, yes, but they're even slimmer if we don't make MLS Cup playoffs. They are 0% if we don't make playoffs. They are like 2% if we make playoffs. We see year after year, there's always a Cinderella story in Major League Soccer playoffs. There's always a team you don't expect to get through, and it could be that situation. You never know. Once you're there, and it's a lottery, and it is bonkers. That's why we love Major League Soccer.
No, 100% agree with you. And if someone would have said that we would have gone away to DC and won 5-3, gone to Cincinnati 1-2-1, people wouldn't believe you at all. Scoring goals, playing lovely football. I've got to admit, the game away to Cincinnati was a midweek game for us. Kicked off about 1 a.m. or so.
Yeah.
And it was one of them that we had the uptake in form, and I was like, right, I'm going to watch it, see how it goes. I was getting a bit tired at kickoff, and then the start was incredible. And I was wide awake. I was wide awake for the whole game. And we've got the momentum. Obviously, we did lose to Chicago, but we've got the momentum of actually scoring goals as well, which was the problem all season long, just not getting the ball in the back of the net. And we started to do that. So am I confident we're going to get a result there? Not overly, but like we say, they're in the playoffs already. We've got something to play for. Obviously, sometimes, and I think it's a very common thing in football, that the teams with nothing to play for are most dangerous ones, but they're not going to want to get their big players injured. Won't be surprised if Hani Mukhtar doesn't even play a minute because they don't want him out. The worst thing for them is to have a player of his standard get injured. The rumours are that he might be moving on to Europe anyway in January. So the last thing they want is an injury that takes him out of the playoffs and then ends up finishing his career at the end of the regular season. So I'm looking forward to the game a lot now. Obviously, it's 11 p.m. for us, obviously available on Apple TV yet again. Has been, obviously, we will do in the future a look back at it, but it's been a long old season. It's all now coming down to 90 minutes. And I don't care. There's not one person listening to this podcast right now or in the Red Bull supporters sport out there that 6, 8 weeks, 12 weeks ago was offered the opportunity of the Nashville game being a decider in our own hands. Everyone would have snatched at it because people, including myself, I wrote off the season. I thought, right, let's just play some of the youngsters. Let's let them start bedding in and everything like that. But the players have started playing for Troy. The Troy's actually done some very nice tactics and good setups. And the thing is as well, players are playing well. We're seeing Frankie Amaya now setting standards what we was expecting to see. Laquinhas has been absolutely exceptional yet again. Omir Fernandez has been brilliant. I've got to give them credit. Manuel and Barlow up front have been doing a very good job up there. Right, they're not scoring as many goals as people want, but they're giving everything they can. And then obviously at the back, which is solid. And looks obviously John Tolkien. This could be John Tolkien's last ever game in a Red Bulls jersey this Saturday, depending on the result. It's one of them that it's the last time of quite a few of these players might play together. And who knows what's going to happen between now and the beginning of the 2024 regular season. So leave it all out on the pitch. And we know we're going to get that from how recent performances, but it's an accumulation of everything. Obviously, the start under Struber, then the grey period in between, then stopping the season for the cup. But it's just nice now that we've got players in form. Obviously, we will be missing players. No Dante, no Lewis Morgan, for example. But the players that are out there have deserved, on recent form, to have this shot.
Yeah, I agree. And to sort of earn that position, it's like they're not been the best season. We all know that. We had to say fair play. Like they've back it down lately and got us into this position where we can get in the playoffs. And I had to say, going away from New York, it's weird decision day. You got a team not playing, as obviously DC are not involved.
Yeah.
And also with already without a manager as well, which
very strange one. That was very strange.
But basically, the thing is like the 29 teams, isn't there, in the league? So you can't all be playing decision day. But yeah, you got to go in and win. And like, head coach could come later, players come later. Whether you think they should be here or not, we will have our opinions on that. But that can wait. For Saturday, all we can wait. We'll go just got to be getting the playoffs, and then we see what happens, and then we go along for the ride.
Yeah.
If it's out in the first round, it's out in the first round. But it's better to be out in the first round and make playoffs, but not being out of it straight away. So at least you had a chance. You had a shot.
Yeah. And like we say, it's now 90 minutes. We've had all of the terrible performances. We've had a very good one, and it's now the build up now. Obviously, as this is coming out, we're just over 24 hours, if not, we're just under 24 hours away from this game, and it's one to look forward to. Obviously, potentially could be last time we see this team play together. In general, we might be seeing a few of the players move over into European teams in January. Might see some of the players move on. We don't know what's going to happen. So it's a bit of a trooping of the colour, so to speak, that it looks like John Tolkien's going to be off to Europe. No doubt there'll be people sniffing around Daniel Edelman, which would be no surprise at all. And then there's so many good players. I wouldn't be... Obviously, Reyes has just signed a new contract. Congratulations to him. Fantastic player. But no doubt, again, someone in Europe's going to be sniffing around him as well. So it's going to be keeping some of these players together. Obviously, some will move on who are not playing as much or not going to fit the new style, and who's going to come in. So let's just hope this team, for one last time, especially for John Tolkien, let's get this win. Let's get into the playoffs. And like we say, the MLS playoffs is a lottery. If you're in it, you can win it. And it's as simple as that. All right, you might have an extra game if you get in through the back door, as some people says. But I've seen crazier things happening in the MLS than a team who barely have made it get all the way through to the semi-finals or even Eastern finals. We just want to be there. We just want to be in it. Obviously, how many times have everyone listened to it? We've heard the statistic. Well, it's the longest ongoing streak, but it's going to end. Or we hadn't scored in the first 15 minutes of a game. They put that wrong. Oh, they can't win away from home. Put that wrong. We're proving people wrong now. And like we say, one last hurdle.
Yeah.
And no matter what happens, I've no doubt I speak for everyone that it's not been a great season, but the players have really put their heads down. They've played exceptionally well the last few games, and they've deserved this shot at it. And hopefully the hard work pays off and that will come true. We get a result. Best case scenario, potentially don't even have to win. We could get a draw and but just winning in, try and get that win over the line. Like we said, hopefully few players be rested from Nashville, like their Cincinnati game. They had already won the Shield and everything like that. But what happened in the 75th minute? They had to bring them all on because they didn't expect to be losing to us. So who knows? It can happen again in Nashville. And as we say, we've scored 5 at DC, scored 3 in the last game, scored 2 away from Cincinnati. We can score goals. And how Troy's getting his team to play up is score early. And that could be the key to setting the example. Get a goal in the first 15 minutes, and then we can tighten up at the back, hit him on the counter with Lequinez, Manuel, Barlow running up the field, Amir Fernandez, Frankie Amaya in the middle. And I've got a feeling that who knows what's going to happen, but I know that the players will give it their all, and Troy will get the most out of them as well, and probably get his yellow card as well at some point in the 90 minutes. But there's only one last thing to do for the last time in the regular season. It's going to be a tricky one. I'm going to go first. Score prediction. And it's going to be a very, very tight game. And I think it's going to be very similar to the Cincinnati away game. But I've got some sort of confidence in me for some reason. I don't know why. I don't normally. But I'm going to go exactly the same score. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Red Bulls win. and we're in the playoffs. Obviously, being optimistic for a change for me, which is very different in the Red Bull world. But I'm hoping Nashville rest a few players. They don't want to get a few injuries. And obviously, a lot of players are going to be playing for contracts. They're going to be playing for transfers. I'm going to go 2-1 win. And I don't know why, I just got a feeling written in the stars of a John Tolkien goal on the weekend, which would be just beautiful way to potentially see out the regular season. So I'll pass it over to you, Luke, for your last prediction of the regular season.
Yeah. So last time we went to Nashville, decision day. That was 2 years ago now, I think. And I remember getting there. No one gave us a chance. People said we're not going to do it. And it was like, I think we won 5 in a row, didn't we, to make the playoffs? I think last year. We're similar to this year. We won 1-0. I think it might have been an Aaron goal, I want to say. I'm not sure, but we won 1-0. And I think again we will win 1-0. I've got a feeling that it could be like a Tom Barlow goal because it seems like such a Metro moment.
Yeah.
Like it seems like the most Metro moment ever. Like Burnley making the playoffs and Tom Barlow played to score the goal to get to the playoffs. Like the only thing I think is more Metro is if we get to MLS Cup final and Tom Barlow scoring the winner.
Oh.
That'd be such that would sound the phrase that's so Metro. Like in a nutshell.
I say we're very excited. We can't wait now for the game, and we just say it's been a great season so far. Obviously, the content from us has been not as much as we want to. Obviously, with the launch of the Harrison Metro, which is another issue very soon, so look out for an announcement on that. Obviously, there'll be the next podcast from us will either be a playoff special or it might be a recap of the season. Who knows? But as we always finish here on the RBNY UK with a certain phrase, because it's going to mean more this Saturday at 11 o'clock than ever. Come on, you Red Bulls.